but you want to say a few words?
Firstly, always walk your head high. We took a shot at success and we came short, unfortunately. We rolled the dice, man.
Like run over.
Yeah.
What was the difference tonight?
You never underestimate your opponent. You never underestimate your opponent. And credit to him and his team.
Where's the talk?
Do you think you underestimate?
It's not a press conference. Let's go.
There's been no other night any worse and disgusting as this. As far as Anthony Joshua's boxing career is concerned, he's been defeated only 4 times in 32 fights, and even on the other 3 nights, it definitely wasn't as chaotic as this turned out to be. Even in the fight with Usyk, where he picked up Usyk's belts and stormed out of the ring, it wasn't this bad. Well, the consequence was the fact that that was the last of Anthony Joshua we'll ever see in the ring. And with his decision, the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight may just never see the light of day. He hinted at this during his post-fight press conference, where he said, "It's good to know when to say goodbye. I don't really know, but I think it's now."
Tonight was nice, but Joshua, one more question. And tomorrow, people are going to be saying all the things that they said after your previous defeat.
We can't
How
worry
do you
about
handle
what people
that?
say.
Before the fight, many looked deeply into Anthony Joshua's professional record and found more confidence after discovering that the 28-4 former world champion had never lost a boxing match to his fellow Brit. And this embarrassing loss isn't only the first time this will be happening, but it's also the first time Anthony Joshua would be quitting a fight this early. You surely don't expect such a fight to happen without its own consequences. Sadly, one of these consequences is the retirement of the former world champion. Currently, the Brit is 35 years old, and he did mention in the past that was the age in which he would retire. And just like the wane of Deontay Wilder led to the cancellation of the Wilder versus Joshua fight, similarly, the wane of Anthony Joshua is likely to do some serious damage to the Battle of Britain, which is the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk fight.
It's about how you see yourself. Thank you guys, yeah?
Thank you for the time. Thank you for a great fight.
The Watford native went into the fight looking very confident. He was the delight of the majority of the 96,000 crowd that filled the Wembley Stadium, and all they expected was for him to become the 3-time world champion. Sadly, what was going to come out of that was the exact opposite. Anthony Joshua's journey has been incredible to watch as he currently went through a fresh resurgence. However, picking up 4 straight wins since his loss to Alexander Usyk, the former world champion is on a downward spiral again. The man who lost the championship belts twice and recovered them once tried to the best of his efforts to get his belts for a 3rd time in his career, but the road wasn't easy.
For the 3rd time. There's 30 more title fights. Not everyone's been successful, but everyone's been fun and entertaining. We're trying to create history for British boxing, and I think we're doing that.
He was dealt the biggest betrayal by his chin, as Daniel Dubois floored him over and over again till he could take the shots no more. In fact, we are not just getting closer to his retirement, but the case is that we have arrived at Joshua's retirement and not him living through another reign of in the heavyweight division. Before he gets a chance to fight for the belts again, Joshua might need to go for another 4 to 5 fights against tune-ups and low-level boxers. Sadly, he doesn't have the age by his side, as he will be 35 in a month's time. Such a run of fights will take a little over a year to happen, which doesn't give AJ that much time to keep going. During a recent Jonathan Ross show, Joshua said the following about his retirement and his next opponent.
And also I appreciate all the press, media, the fans out here, but I thank them for you guys. I'm sure you guys will let them know we appreciate it.
I've always said 35. I'm 35 in October. I'm thinking another 2 years or so if my body holds out. I've set up certain businesses that I can transition into naturally, which don't rely on me being at the forefront. My next opponent will be around September when I've been told. I was hoping for June. I've got some time to go on dates now and mingle a little bit. I'm training at the minute. I've got 2 months before I get into training camp. No. I think what they're saying is be patient because you've got Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for all the belts, and then once that's done, hopefully I can kick down the door and get my opportunity. By the time Anthony Joshua retires, that will be the perfect time in which he may be able to fight either Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk for all the belts. Back then, it was agreed that we will get at least another fight from him in 2024, but the entire world will want to see him fight one of the 2 boxers who fought on May 18th.
Yes, and probably you're asking, do I still want to continue fighting? Of course I want to continue fighting.
Yeah.
That's what I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short.
AJ has already done many things for the sport of boxing throughout his career, Ending at the very top while fighting for a title would be a dream come true, not just for him, but for any boxer. Shortly before the fight, Eddie Hearn had ignorantly estimated a retirement tie for Joshua. Well, that was because he thought Joshua would be victorious in this fight against Daniel Dubois. He surely would have a different story to tell after the results of yesternight. According to Eddie Hearn some months ago, Anthony Joshua could call time on his boxing career at the end of 2026 or even next year, according to promoter Eddie Hearn. Back then, the British fighter, 34, was bidding to become a 3-time heavyweight world champion with the fight he eventually lost against Daniel Dubois. Matchroom promoter Hearn revealed that Joshua is fighting for legacy and greatness before his professional career, which started in 2013, comes to an end.
And what does that mean now? We're going to run away. We're going to live to fight another day. And that's what I'm a warrior, and more so before I finish.
When asked how long Joshua has left in the sport, Hearn told the PA news agency, "I think maybe the end of 2026. If he wins in September and beats Fury or Usyk to become undisputed, then what else do you do? It could even be next year. Who knows? He'll want to continue while he's performing, and right now he's the best ever. He wants legacy, greatness. If you asked him, he'd also want to have good performances." Hearn had always admitted the 21-20 Queensberry heavyweight would be a dangerous matchup for Joshua. The preference is for Joshua to fight for the world heavyweight title. If the IBF title comes on the line, then Dubois becomes the frontrunner, Hearn added. He's a dangerous fighter. He's always been a good, strong fighter, and now he's maturing as a man, and he's got massive confidence.
We have to give credit to our opponent, not Daniel. Even though when I sign up to fight opponents, I don't really like him in my head anymore.
It was a good win against Hrgovic. I didn't expect him to win that, and he's now positioning himself to fight for the world heavyweight title. So it's a dangerous fight between two Brits. A lot of it comes down to conversations with His Excellency Turki Alalshik to work out that situation. If we get told that you can fight Dubois for the world heavyweight title at Wembley, then that becomes appealing. Joshua's second-round knockout victory over Francis Ngannou in March extended his winning streak to 4. Hearn tipped Joshua to recapture his belts, backing him to beat anyone in the sport to do so. When asked if Joshua could become a 3-time champion, Hearn said, "For sure. He's in the best physical and mental condition of his career so far, and at the moment he beats everyone in the sport."
But now it's time. I take my hat off to him and say well done to him and his team. And also thank you to my team as well for.
Well, what we just saw was the exact opposite of Eddie Hearn's prediction. After Daniel Dubois, the International Boxing Federation heavyweight title holder, floored Anthony Joshua 4 times and blitzed his fellow Londoner in 5 incredible rounds at Wembley Stadium. Dubois had been in control, but moments before the stoppage, Joshua cracked Dubois and hurt him with 3 terrific right hands. Then, when Dubois threw 2 of his own missiles in reply, Joshua crashed face first, and his dreams of becoming a 3-time heavyweight champion disappeared into the London air after 59 seconds of the 5th round. "Are you not entertained?" screamed an ecstatic Dubois, who is now 22-2. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk were both ringside, months ahead of their December rematch in Saudi Arabia, and Dubois has thrown the remainder of the heavyweight division into a blender, stunning Joshua in such emphatic fashion. Joshua showed heart, balls, and determination, but he never got untracked after a disastrous start.
The way they prepared me, there was a few mistakes in there. That's the name of the game. Fine margins can cost you at the top level. So thank you.
In front of an electrified crowd, before tens of thousands of fans, Dubois, the title holder, accepted the uncustomary role of the challenger walking first, something that happened earlier in the night when Hamza Shiraz came out to halt Tyler Denny. Dubois landed the first good right hand of the fight, and he stepped in behind his brutally hard jab from the start. Joshua thumped in a right hand over the top with a minute left in the session. Dubois looked out of the ring after taking a crunching right uppercut and before lashing Joshua with a big right hand that dropped the former Olympic champion. Joshua tried to look composed, but Dubois stormed forward, clipped Joshua with a big right, and then hammered away with both hands. Wembley fell into stunned silence. Joshua looked heavy-legged, and he was forced to hold on. Dubois thudded AJ's head back with a jab, and Dubois, the man who so often has had his temperament questioned, looked buoyed, confident, and in charge. The jab was a key. Dubois was able to time Joshua and outjab him when they threw at the same time. Near the end of the second, Dubois took a shot as he got a little overconfident, but again Dubois stormed out of the blocks in the third. Jab, double jab, Dubois shot out long shots, and he landed a lead right too. Joshua attempted to get some life back into his legs. He looked for the right uppercut, a blow that all but did for Vladimir Klitschko on a similarly heady night at Wembley in 2017. On that night too, Joshua had been deposited onto the canvas, but this time the conclusion was so different. At the end of the session, Dubois lashed forward. He swung meaty shots, and Joshua began to unravel. His jittery legs caused him to lurch backward into the ropes, and Dubois poured on his assault. Joshua back to the ropes covered up, but Dubois kept going. Sensing his moment, he crashed in shots with both hands, and Joshua succumbed once more. He actually touched down with a glove, triggering the timekeeper's count. But referee Marcus McDonald allowed the bout to continue, told his fellow official to stop, and Dubois was merciless.
All good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys again. Much appreciated.
Joshua had not recovered by the time the fourth started. He was down almost from the first shots Dubois threw, and when Joshua then slipped to the canvas, many thought the fight was all over, but Joshua made it back to his feet. There, he groggily grappled his way through the fight, clinging to his chance to become a three-time heavyweight champion by his fingernails. Joshua was huge on courage and guts. He stubbornly accepted a nonchalant expression, but was in dire straits wearing huge shots. Somehow he survived that tumultuous fourth. He had been down in the first, second, and fourth rounds. "Fucking warrior spirit," said AJ's coach Ben Davison in between rounds.
Look at Dubois creeping forward. The legs are unsteady. And he makes it to the end of the round. They can't even hear the bell.
100%, replied Joshua. "Start mixing it up," urged Davison. Joshua looked sharp comparatively at the start of the fifth, and he uncorked a huge right hand that wobbled Dubois to his boots. He cracked Dubois with a couple more too, and as Joshua got greedy, Dubois crunched an attacking Joshua with a devastating right hand of his own, and then slayed him with another right. The type of destructive finishing blow that will sit happily in the annals of time and on highlight reels alongside those devastating blows launched from the fists of Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, George Foreman, and Mike Tyson. Joshua pitched face first. Marcus McDonald counted him out, and the crowd rose as one, in shock and awe at the violence they had witnessed. Unbelievable. It turned into a heavyweight shootout for the ages. 27-year-old Dubois, who had boxed just 90 rounds in the pros and has lost to Joe Joyce and Usyk, shook up Anthony Joshua. He has shaken up the status quo of the division. And yes, he has shaken up the boxing world. What do you think of Anthony Joshua's decision to retire at this point of his career? Do you feel he should try his luck one more time, or he should give up at this point? What are your thoughts regarding his performance against Daniel Dubois? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.